Welcome back to B&B for Phone. Today is a beautiful day to dive deep into the chaotic, glamorous, and utterly ruthless world of Los Angeles fashion. Grab your coffee, get comfortable, and let's unpack the latest explosive drama brewing at Forrester Creations. You definitely won't want to miss a single second of this. Let's be honest. The tension over at Forrester Creations is reaching an absolute boiling point, and the rumors swirling around Hope Logan are nothing short of spectacular. Can you believe it? We are looking at a massive potential plot twist regarding Hope's career trajectory. Our latest spoilers and fan discussions are asking a massive, game-changing question based on the current drama. What happens if Hope actually listens to Liam Spencer, jumps ship, and officially joins Katie Logan Spencer's new fashion house, appropriately named Logan? Will Steffy Forrester, Brooke Logan, and Ridge Forrester suddenly realize the massive error of their ways? We are theorizing that once the trio finds out Hope is officially working for Katie, they will absolutely panic. They might actually get down on their knees and beg Hope to return to Forrester Creations. That's crazy. To sweeten the deal and lure her back, they might even offer a massive condition: the immediate, fully funded reboot of her beloved line, Hope for the Future. We all know Hope for the Future is her absolute passion, so this condition could seriously make her waver. But here is the real suspense. Hope might just look them dead in the eye and say three shocking words: "No way in hell." Is letting Hope slip into Katie's hands the biggest mistake Steffi, Brooke, and Ridge could possibly make? Let's break this down. To really understand this impending collision, we have to look deep into the psychological profile of Hope Logan. For years, Hope has been the moral compass and the foundational sweetheart of Forrester Creations. Her brand, Hope for the Future, isn't just a fashion line. It is her entire identity, her heart, and her soul poured into fabric and thread. But lately, she has been subjected to relentless mistreatment, primarily at the hands of Steffi. Hope is utterly exhausted. Liam is constantly buzzing in her ear, urging her to abandon the toxic environment and seek refuge with Katie. Up until now, Hope has resisted because she is desperately banking on her mother Brooke, securing the co-CEO position to protect her legacy. But what if that fails? The psychological toll of constantly fighting for her worth is massive. If she finally decides to walk away, it won't be a simple business transaction. It will be a profound declaration of independence from the Forrester machine that has chewed her up and spit her out for far too long. And you won't believe what happens next when we look at this from Steffi Forrester's perspective. I have to admit, I have a massive love-hate relationship with Steffi. She is a fierce, unapologetic powerhouse, but her arrogance often blinds her to the bigger picture. Steffi has always viewed Hope as an annoying rival, a legacy successor character she wishes she could just erase from the building. She has systematically tried to dismantle Hope for the Future, citing financial reasons, but we all know it is deeply personal. However, Steffi is also a businesswoman. If Hope actually leaves and takes her massive, dedicated fan base to a rival company like Katie's Logan, it would be a catastrophic PR nightmare. Steffi's ego would be bruised, but her bottom line would be bleeding. The sheer panic of realizing she handed her biggest competitor a golden goose would be delicious to watch. Steffi begging Hope to return? Oh, that would require her to swallow a mountain of pride. And I am here for every single second of that glorious humiliation. But here is the surprise. Brooke Logan's involvement in this potential begging session is incredibly complex and deeply tragic. Right now, Brooke is playing a very dangerous, seductive game. She is literally offering herself up to Ridge, making him an offer he simply cannot refuse, all to snatch that co-CEO title away from Steffi and protect her daughter. Brooke's maternal instincts are operating at a terrifying, hyper-aggressive level. But imagine the absolute horror for Brooke if, after all her manipulative sacrifices, Hope leaves anyway. If Hope goes to Katie, Brooke's entire power play becomes completely useless. Brooke would be begging Hope to come back not just for the company, but to validate her own desperate actions. Furthermore, Brooke and Katie are already locked in a bitter hostility. Donna has already warned Katie that poaching Hope will ignite a devastating family feud. Brooke's psychological state is fragile. She needs to control Hope's environment to feel secure as a mother. If Katie becomes Hope's savior, Brooke's identity as the ultimate Logan matriarch is completely shattered. Let's talk about Ridge Forrester for a moment, because his psychological profile in this mess is just pathetic. I am so frustrated with Ridge lately. He is constantly caught in the middle, waffling between his dominant daughter and his seductive partner. When it comes to business, Ridge is supposed to be the visionary, but he is incredibly weak-willed. If Hope defects to Katie's camp, Ridge will be the one feeling the profound historical weight of the situation. Our fan discussions correctly pointed out that Ridge, Brooke, and Steffy do not want to repeat the devastating mistakes they made with Eric Forrester. They marginalized Eric, they underestimated his value, and it nearly destroyed the family and the company. Losing Hope feels exactly like that same historical blunder. The Forrester family has a terrible habit of taking their most loyal, creative minds for granted until they are walking out the door. Hope is the new generation's Eric in terms of pure, unadulterated passion for the art and the message of the clothing. The fear of repeating this massive historical mistake is the exact catalyst that will drive Ridge to his knees to beg for her return. So, how do you lure back a woman who has finally found her freedom? The speculation is that Steffy, Brooke, and Ridge will offer the ultimate bribe, the immediate, fully funded reboot of Hope for the Future. This is where the psychological warfare gets incredibly intense. Hope for the Future isn't just a job, it is Hope's child. It represents her morality, her charitable endeavors, and her voice in the world. Dangling that brand in front of her is a masterclass in emotional manipulation. For Steffy to agree to this, she would have to admit total defeat. For Brooke, it would be the triumphant return she orchestrated. But for Hope, it is a massive test of character. Will she trade her newfound peace at Katie's company for the shiny, toxic crown of Forrester Creations? This condition is designed to make her waver, to hit her right in her most vulnerable emotional weak spot. It is brilliant, manipulative, and so perfectly soap opera. But what if the ultimate plot twist happens? What if Hope looks at this desperate trio, looks at the brand she built from the ground up, and utters those shocking words, "No way in hell, amazing"? Can you even imagine the shockwaves? This would be the single greatest character evolution for Hope Logan in a decade. Saying no to the Forresters, rejecting her mother's desperate control, and turning her back on Steffy's sudden fake generosity would solidify Hope as an absolute powerhouse. This rejection would absolutely shatter Steffy's ego, leave Ridge utterly bewildered, and send Brooke into a catastrophic emotional tailspin. It would prove that Hope's self-worth is no longer tied to the Forrester name. We cannot ignore the massive ripple effects this has on Katie Logan Spencer. Katie is playing a ruthless game of corporate chess right now. If Katie successfully secures Hope, and Hope subsequently rejects the Forrester trio's begging, Katie wins the ultimate victory. But the cost will be biblical. The hostility between Brooke and Katie will escalate from boardroom bickering to a scorched earth family war. Katie is risking her entire family dynamic just to stick it to Forrester and to Brooke. It is a bold, dangerous move, and I am absolutely fascinated by Katie's sudden, ruthless streak. So, is it a mistake for Steffy, Brooke, and Ridge to let Hope slip into Katie's hands? Absolutely, unequivocally, yes. It is a colossal failure of leadership, foresight, and family loyalty. They pushed her to the absolute brink, expecting her to just endure the psychological abuse and corporate sidelining indefinitely. They completely underestimated the sheer power of Liam's relentless influence, Katie's aggressive ambition, and Hope's own breaking point. If this storyline plays out exactly as we predict, it will fundamentally alter the power dynamics in Los Angeles forever. The mighty Forresters will look incredibly weak, desperate, and fractured, while the brand new Logan Fashion House will rise as a formidable, unstoppable empire built on the very talent Forrester foolishly discarded. As we watch this notoriously slow-paced plot suddenly catch fire, we have to brace ourselves for some of the most dramatic, emotionally devastating confrontations in daytime television history. The psychological warfare, the rapidly shifting allegiances, and the desperate power grabs are exactly what make this show so incredibly addictive. Will Hope actually waver when offered her beloved brand on a silver platter, or will she stand firm, assert her dominance, and forge a brilliant new destiny? Will Steffy's massive pride survive the sheer humiliation of begging her greatest rival? These are the burning questions keeping us awake at night. Make sure you drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let us know if you think Hope should boldly say, "No way." And stay tuned to B&B for Phone, because this storyline is a ticking time bomb, and the explosion is going to be magnificent.
What do you guys think about today's drama? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for your daily dose of bold and beautiful news. See you in the next video.